Hello everybody, this is Meena Tilakraj, your inner power optimizer, storyteller, guide of India and a travelism expert. Friends, I'm going to speak to you about the art and craft of communication. As we all know and we are all aware of the fact that communication is a very, very important aspect of life. In fact, almost 70 to 80% of our waking hours are spent in communication. It's a very, very important, and I have this workshop which is the art and craft of communication. There's a popular adage though, silence is golden. And then of course we have in our other languages like एक चुप 100 सुख, नहीं बोलवामा 99 गुण. But on the other hand, we also say one who will not speak is a coward. One who cannot speak is poor. What are you? Well, it all really boils down to one thing, that silence may be golden, but speech could be platinum at times. It all really depends on, do you say the right thing at the wrong time? Are you saying what you're saying? Do you say no or yes when you wish to or when it is supposed to be said? What do you say after you say hello? So all these things are what defines or decides whether speech is going to be silver or silence is going to be golden. Okay, now 1/4 to 1/3 of our life is spent in sleeping. Okay, 16% approximately of our life is spent in working. The rest of the time is spent in eating, drinking, getting ready, having fun, going traveling and things like that, spending time with friends and so on. Right? So what exactly is communication? Exactly. They say, well, if you want to define communication, it is an interaction between two people by way of speech or action or some kind of symbolic gesture or even a display of an object which conveys something or gives some message to the other person, right? It is a combination of spoken and unspoken words, body language, gestures, eye movement, shoulders, well, all that is of course body language, and even display of an object. All these could convey something, you know. So what exactly, how would we go about with the art of communication? Frankly speaking, art of communication answers a few questions. It answers why, first of all, is what is the purpose of your communication? Why do you want to communicate to another person? What is the content of what you want to convey? And then of course we have other things that if the what has substance in it, then it is worth conveying, right? Socrates said there's the three-way test. Is it good? Is it true? And is it beneficial? Right? We have the four-way rotary test, which says, is it good? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it help make more friendships, build more friendships and relationships? And will it be beneficial for all? So this is the what in the communication. Then we have who. who are you trying to communicate to? Okay, again it will be, why do you want to communicate to that particular person? Then we have when should we be communicating? Because as I first said, the first question was, are you saying the right things at the wrong time? So timing is very important of what you communicate. Where? What is the situation? What is the ambience? What is the occasion? All this is also very important. Whatever you communicate, it has to be in sync with the occasion, with the situation. And lastly, we have how you communicate. What are the words? What are your gestures? What is the mood that in which you communicate? Okay? Because you have to be careful of your words according to a situation. We cover a whole lot of topics. Communication could be formal, informal, friendly, social, business-like, and professional. Okay? It could be so many things. And therefore, you've got to be very, very careful as to how you communicate. There are certain norms, there are certain protocols for certain places, for certain situations, whether you're following that. So, in the workshop that we do, that I conduct, I cover a whole lot of topics. Okay, some of the topics I could tell you, they could be very useful for different types of situations. There would be different types of topics that I would be covering. Some of them, the common ones, would be the modes of communication. How are you communicating? Are you communicating with your speech, spoken words? Even the way you're dressed up communicates something. When you bring people to a certain place, suppose you're hosting a dinner in a restaurant, the kind of restaurant you take a person to, that communicates about you. If you bring them home, the way the way your house is, the decor and what you have done to your house, that again communicates something. So it's not just you, it's things around you also communicate. It's the entire ecosystem which communicates, and that is what we have to keep in mind. Communication is not just what you say or what you do, right? So modes of communication, how do you use your body language, getting out of your shell. Many people are very shy, very scared to say something, to communicate something, and especially if they have to be speaking in public or to a stranger, they are tongue tied. So how to get out of your shell? What will help you to do that? The art and the value of listening. Now, if you want to communicate, you've got to be a good listener also. So how do you play with listening and communicating? Okay? What is the good voice for you? And how to find? There's a technique as to how to modulate the right voice. I'm not saying good voice or bad voice, but it has to be the right voice for you. Okay? You've got to be very convincing, very clear, because otherwise there will be no kind of credibility to you. So how to be that? How the content and the context of what you say and what you do or what you present has to be the right thing. Okay? How to create goodwill through communication. How to be interesting. Avoid monotony. Right? And even your pronunciation, your diction, your language, even that is important. A little bit of humor thrown in here and there. You don't have to be a joker, but a little bit of humor thrown in here and there does help. Okay? Then you should know how to disagree. When there are difference of opinions, how to handle that situation, right? You communicate, you instruct sometimes. At times, if your instruction is not correct, the whole thing goes wrong. You must have heard of Chinese whispers. You start off with one thing, and when it ends, it's totally different. That's a game that we play during the workshop. And there are a whole lot of other things. Even one very important thing is how to approach somebody for the first time. And this is a very tricky situation between two people of the opposite sex, especially if they are kind of wanting, they're interested in one another. So all these kind of topics are covered, and that is my workshop on arts and the art and craft of communication. Friends, if this interests you, and if you feel it's very important, do connect with me. I'm available on WhatsApp at 7210112648. Yes, you can even send me a message by Messenger, Facebook Messenger. Yes. Okay. Once again, I repeat my number: 7210112648. Is that fine? All the best and happy communicating. Come to me for communication.